Michael van Gerwen as men who have made 3 consecutive Euro Tour titles. And who knows, he might claim a second title.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg Steve to throw first. Game on!
Chris Murphy in the commentary box for semi-final number 1. It's the diamond and the bronzed Adonis in a sparkling encounter.
Yes, a man who used to mop up on the floor, Ian White, has upped his game on the stage and is enjoying a purple patch on the European Tour. He broke his stage title duck in the PDC last year in Holland. And as you mentioned, has reached finals in the last couple of Euro Tour events. In fact, last weekend he beat Steve Beaton en route. That was in the last 8. Beaton's gone one better this time. Can he do better against Diamond White, who defeated him 6-2 in Graz? In fact, he's won his last 3 against Beaton, and that has gone somewhere to improving what was a quite dreadful record before that. Beaton had a 6-2 advantage in their head-to-head clashes.
Well, there is a reason that we have referred on a number of occasions to this place here, the Glaspalast, as the spiritual home of European Tour darts. And the fact is, we've used it more than any other venue. We used it in the very first year of the Euro Tour in its current incarnation, back in 2012. That was for the German Darts Masters. Ian White made the final, lost out to Adrian Lewis. It was used twice the following year, including the German Darts Masters, which was won by Beaton, as Ian White looks to put another in there, but will happily take a single 16 to leave himself on tops.
Yeah, that was when Mr. Nicholson reached the final, the other time it was used that year, wasn't it?
Yeah, the European Darts Trophy. Lost out to Wes Newton. Missed darts for the title.
Wes Newton?
97. Ian, you require 40.
Tops for Whites for a break in leg 1.
Game shot.
Nicely done. He's off again. And if what we've seen so far is a guide to what is about to happen, then Ian White should charge away from Steve Beaton.
There is a chasm, isn't there, in the statistics over the course of this weekend. Because Ian White is averaging more than 100 for the weekend. Now, granted, there is an enormous 111 average that drags everything up.
There's a chasm right now. I know it's only early on, but come on, Steve. You're going to have to do better than that.
Yeah, at the minute, Ian White's got a good shout of winning this game with 2 darts. But look, we're only a leg in. But we have seen from Ian White sustained excellence. The Jeffrey Desvan game, where he averaged 97 in the quarterfinals, it was getting better as it went along. Steve Beaton, even though this tournament has been so full of quality, we've been threatening, we're going to break the 200 mark for 180s, which is a good indicator. We might not end up that far away from the record of 229 in a Euro Tour event. But even though there's been so much quality, loads of good averages, high averages, very, very few low ones, Steve Beaton, the waves have just parted for him, and everybody he's come up against has not really performed. And Darren Webster was the epitome of that, just missing double after double after double in the quarterfinals.
Another go at 136. Not going to happen again for Ian White, but he won't mind. Yeah, Beaton averaged 87.5 in that quarter-final win over Webster and eased to victory 6-2 and came off the stage almost chuckling to himself because he asked us, didn't he? He said, did the MC lie when he said 87, or was it really that bad?
We did tell him it was that bad, and then he just laughed. Laughed all his way into the semi-finals. And he might smirk his way to a 1-all scoreline here, because double eight is pinned. And you have to say, the one thing that he was very, very good at in the Darren Webster game was the outer ring.
Yeah, he has been taking his opportunities when they have come. And if he can up scoring a little bit, then he'll make more opportunities for himself.
Well, there you see, similar over the course of the event. But Steve Beaton today has been very good. I mean, look, he's not averaged over 94 in any one-off game. And the one game that he did average 94 was against Mensah, and he had to survive match darts in it. So,
yeah, White's percentage slightly higher, but Beaton, of course, has played one more match as a qualifier, and he will look to keep that perfect record when he heads to Barnsley on Friday. Qualifies for the upcoming tournaments in the Netherlands and Denmark.
95.
Being held there. Beaton's left a bogey.
Yeah, couldn't really do a great deal about that.
Yeah,
after.
through mistake rather than
Yes.
mathematical error this time, but White pounces.
140.
81 left after 9 for Ian White. Regular thing.
134.
Spectacular set-up shot for the bronze Adonis.
It was, and if White doesn't find a treble here, well, never mind the end of that sentence.
Game shot, the third
did.
leg. Ian White.
And he has
Full
broken
leg,
back
Ian
once
to
again.
throw first. Game on.
Remember, semi-final, so a slightly extended format. First to 7 now, rather than the first to 6. The final will be first to 8. Jamie Hughes and Peter Snakebite Wright will contest the other half of the draw.
96.
Yeah, big win for Peter Wright, that, against Michael van Gerwen, because he has been admittedly
100.
out of form by his own assessment, and has said that he's starting to come back now the Premier League pressure is off. And, well, he's backed it up, hasn't he, with a victory over the dominant Dutchman, who has been as dominant as ever this year, whatever the Premier League table might say.
Yeah, winning more than half of the tournaments he's entered, Michael van Gerwen, but this will just knock that percentage down a touch as Ian White scores his big 3 treble visit. Steve Beaton puts in a 180, a ton 40 with a left 165, so it's a good job he filled it up.
128.
Well, Ian White taking a step back. I'm not sure he thought he wanted something else, or he was just put off by the brass neck of Beaton.
Loads of room in there for another. How about room in the double 10? What a little section of play that was. 174 White, 180 Beaton, 128 out for the diamond.
It's the first time a player has managed to hang on to their own throw.
45.
There you see, legs won. 14, 13, 12 and 11.
Give us a 10 and a 9 then.
140. 57.
You see Beaton actually averaging higher than he has at any point this weekend. But finds himself 3-1 down because Ian White is going berserk again. Look at him. Behold the diamond, one of the greatest big stage players on the planet.
First maximum for Ian White. You asked for a 10, Dan, we could still get one.
Not anymore. Cool.
135.
Well, this is relentless. This is what he was doing to Keegan Brown this afternoon in the very first game of the day. An explosive start from Ian White in that game against Keegan, and it just did not stop. Double 16 for the diamond. Pinned again. It is another 11 dart leg.
6 leg in to throw first. Game on.
Dazzling darts from Diamond White. And now Michael van Gerwen has been taken care of. It could be White's weekend.
59.
Although, I'm not sure that he wouldn't have fancied another go at him in the final, because he got much, much closer 7 days ago.
60.
He did. He was only beaten by the odd leg last time out in Austria. The Austrian Darts Open in Graz. But Ian White, I mean, Again, at this point of the game against Keegan Brown, he was threatening to break the Euro Tour record average of 118.66 by Dave Chisnall. He is threatening here as well.
A reminder, the record average in this tournament is 115.62. It was hit against Steve Beaton by Adrian Lewis.
Yeah, Steve Beaton does have that habit. The conga line started up. Does have that habit of sort of inviting massive performances, doesn't he? People seem to save their best for Beaton.
You have to, Dan.
Well, not only do you have to, you just want to impress him, don't you?
Yeah, it was 6-0 to Lewis on that occasion.
Well, was it Van Gogh? Van Gogh introduced one of the Championship League. What was that, 123 or something?
I think it was 120 something. Yes.
It was enormous.
119.
Now this
You require 160.
this would hurt. This would be like a kick in the unmentionables. Beaton has left himself on 48 to break the white throw, and he is going to get a go at it.
70. Steve, you require 48.
So then, Adonis.
16. Ian, you require 90.
Chastises himself for missing those darts. It's only the second and third dart he's had at double in this whole game so far. Such has been the power of Ian White in this contest. Double top. Taking his time.
81.
But it doesn't work.
Steve, you require 32.
Beaton's back again.
Game show on the sixth
This
leg.
time he's in.
Steve Beaton.
On the money and a breaker throw as well.
Game on.
Might yet find a way back into this.
I think Ian might have taken issue with one of the cameras moving there. I mean, it is always convenient to have that as a fallback when you've scored 45.
Yeah, well, he might be scoring less than that this time. Now, he's managed to salvage it somewhat, but one big visit from Beaton would put him in pole position in this leg. Or firmly in pole position. He's already got his nose in front.
Well, yeah, but at any point you think that Ian White could just find that 60 again.
Yeah, but he keeps finding 5 at the moment.
84.
Yeah, he's flown out the blocks in this one, Ian White, and just the last couple of legs he started to settle into a jog. If he's not careful, Steve Beaton will creep up on him.
The former marathon man,
96.
Steve Beaton.
Yeah, indeed. Gets his maths right there, Beaton leaves himself on a finish. Ian White on a 2-darter though, threatening to break back immediately. And he is going to get a go at that. And where does the diamond go? Is this straight at the treble 18 or does he go at the bullseye?
How confident do you feel, Ian? Confident. Looks like a decent marker.
54.
Hasn't been able to use it.
Steve, you require 124.
Beaton needs a 3-figure out. Ending on the ball.
99. Ian, you require
Well, this game would look
40.
very different had that bullseye gone. It may yet be Beaton's leg, but he's relying on White missing, and he has started to miss in the last couple of legs. That's a good guide. That's not used. And tops and tens, what Beaton hoodoo has he put on it? Because they just didn't exist for Darren Webster in their game earlier on.
Yeah, 5 darts missed.
Game
That
shot,
double
the 7th leg.
in a row, and
Stevie,
Ian White gave
9th
himself a
leg,
bit of a
Ian to
beating
throw first.
at the back of the
Game
stage
on.
there. Will Steve Beaton be giving White a beating?
Well, Steve Beaton has a tournament average of about 91. He is just a shade under that currently in this game. Ian White has a tournament average 101 and he's a shade over it, and yet we might be about to see the bronze Adonis level this time.
It's almost like Beaton heard what you said and fired in a 180 to get himself back exactly to that tournament average mark.
It's been working so far this weekend. It's just
Well, tell him to
ticking
a
along.
I thought you said 5 and then 7.
69.
And there you see the key leg. Leg 7. Was it the Mensa Silivic match where Steve Beaton won the last in a 29 dart leg? Was that the one?
There was a horrendous leg in that game. But it doesn't matter.
6-5 against Suljevic, 6-4 against Bunting, 6-4 against Searle.
Ian White just trying to compose himself. I'm not sure how he understands how this high-performance Ferrari of a display that he was producing for the opening 5 legs of this game has suddenly stalled and started spewing smoke out the back of it.
Well, Beaton might be going
100. You only require 100.
putting White's Ferrari in London traffic. Can only go as fast as a car in front.
Steve, you require 52.
Again, a stretch of acceleration. But now Steve has levelled this match.
What is happening here?
Game on.
We saw Ian White at the World Championship average 110 for 2 sets, go 2-0 up on Devon Peterson and then lose. There was some brilliance from the African Warrior in that game as Devon Peterson came back, but there were an awful lot of misses at doubles by Ian White, and the vast majority were at double top. And that's the target that is causing him problems here, because he's missed it, along with double 10, 8 times in the last 3 legs. This game could have been over. Ian White could be in the final had he hit double top.
Well, Beaton favourite now to take the lead. Hasn't had it at any stage of this match. He's gone out
100.
at a rate of 50% on doubles so far. So he'll just be wanting to tee this up.
96.
Well, if this were a big TV game, this is the point where Ian White would be absolutely desperate for a little break for the adverts, just to go off, collect his thoughts, and then come back.
Beaton has got 2 at double.
Game
And he
shot
only
of the
needs
9th
1.
leg. Steve Beaton. 10th leg.
Chris
in
Dobie
for first. Game
watching on. He was cruelly denied yesterday, missed 3 darts to beat Darryl Gurney.
83. One right on 40.
Well, Beaton, if anything, is getting stronger in this one. And he's getting stronger because he's been allowed to. There you see, 10 misses. More than twice the number missed at doubles. And Steve Beaton has missed.
95.
And he is starting to score a little better as well.
Yeah, he is. He certainly has picked it up in the last couple of legs. Steve Beaton. More maximums than White in the match.
100.
Diamond had fired in 8 in his previous 3 games.
28.
Perfect time to completely go against the point we were making there about improving his scoring. So White leaves 82. And with what has happened over the last few legs, you would think that he would be desperate to see this go in the bullseye to leave double 16, because if it's 25 and he has to go up to double top, he might be worried. He might be worried because he keeps missing this, but finally he hits it.
11th leg, Steve to throw first. Game on.
Race to 2 then.
Well, Ian White is a man, of course, who made the final of the old News of the World. That was a race to 2. Going back a long way then. Back in the late 90s. Or maybe just pinning that double top might just let Ian White recapture some of that superb stuff that we saw at the start of the match.
I mentioned they've met 11 times before. They are going to break a record of number of legs played in matches between this pair here. All of their games have been played either over the best of 11 formats that we've seen in all the rounds up to this one, or one match at the Grand Slam, which was first to 5. White won that one 5-2.
This is close. This is tense. Beaton has the advantage of throwing first, but he's pretty much had that eradicated in this leg. But White has been missing doubles and Beaton hasn't really. So where do you put your 50p? It's a very difficult one to call right now.
White has set up a shot.
99.
Beaton
You only require 130.
on a 3-darter as well, but slightly more makeable one than this, but only slightly. Would you rather be waiting and watching and hoping that White does not bed the bull?
105.
Would have been for a breaker throw. Beaton. He has not taken out anything bigger than 76 so far, but he gets a chance here at double 11.
80.
Cannot pin it.
The right choice. He likes the lie. Now Ian White can move away from the targets he's been missing and have a go at double 4. Double 2.
23.
White wavers once again.
22.
Here's the downside of leaving that. You can't miss inside. But you can't miss outside 3 times in a row either, Steve.
The look on Steve's face was one of, he was startled that the second dart hadn't gone in. And White pins double 1. Now he's throwing for a place in a 3rd consecutive European Tour final.
And was that a little smirk on Ian White's face there?
He loves it. He loves the European Tour.
1 leg away from going into the record books alongside Michael van Gerwen, is one of only 2 men to make 3 consecutive European Tour finals.
59.
A quarter-final win against Beaton last time resulted in the runner-up spot in Austria. Their previous meeting was a semi on the Pro Tour, and it was the last floor event that White won. Last June.
100.
Beating Beaton usually ends well for White.
40.
He's got to get over the line, though, and he's hitting fewer than 1 in 3 of his darts at double, and that means Beaton still has a chance.
White admitted in the final
140.
that he won against Ricky Evans last year that he got nervous. Do you think he's got reason to be nervous here?
Well, yeah, why should he be? He's won 2 Euro Tour semi-finals in the last fortnight. This is not a new thing for him. He should be able to complete this, but when you've missed so many times in one game, they say that the hardest double to hit is the winning one, and when you found the preceding doubles hard enough to hit, it can't be easy.
Beaton needs to find something to pile on the pressure.
81.
See Ian White there just
You only require 120.
doing something to his darts. But he has a match-winning shot in front of him.
And immediately the chance goes. And Steve Beaton, it is a long shot.
Well, it was a long shot when you had the 135 earlier on.
That was not even a long shot, it was a no shot. It was impossible after his first dart, and he still hit it. But he's not going to take the 140, and Ian White will come back
He only requires 60.
for a spot in the final. For a 3rd weekend running, the Diamond Ian White has made a European Tour final. Scintillating in the opening stages, nervy through the middle, and just about enough at the end. The Diamond is giving himself a chance of